Welcome. This program will guide you through the setup and operation of your new Stryker PowerPro XT cot. The PowerPro XT is a highly advanced battery-powered hydraulic cot that gives you the power to serve your patients better and to save yourself from potential injuries. Patients are getting heavier, and the PowerPro XT allows operators of almost any size to raise, lower, or load the cot with less spinal load, reducing the risk of injury. These design features provide you the power to save yourself, and save your career. PowerPro use has been proven to reduce injuries, reduce lost and modified workdays, reduce workers' compensation rates, and has improved employee recruitment and retention. This program is divided into topic segments that you can select individually from a menu. Watch the entire program from beginning to end. Later, select individual segments to refresh your memory. First of all, notice that all controls are red in color, making them easy to find in a hurry. Also notice that the control switches have a protective cover to prevent accidental actuation. The buttons are contoured for touch recognition. Additional information is provided in the Operations and Maintenance Manual with step-by-step instructions, illustrations, and routine maintenance schedules for your cot. After removing all packaging materials and inspecting your cot, you will need to prepare the battery system. When the battery is fully charged, slide it into the PowerPro XT until it clicks. You'll see a green light on the cot indicating it has power. If you see flashing red, the battery needs to be charged. Before you can set up your PowerPro XT for the first time, you should have a fully charged SmartPak, the 24-volt power source, in your PowerPro XT. Your two SmartPaks come with a partial charge, and Stryker recommends fully charging the SmartPaks before initial installation. Connect the smart charger to a power supply by inserting the power cord into the socket at the rear of the charger. When the charger is properly connected, the round green power LED will illuminate. Simply slide a SmartPak into the smart charger. Once the SmartPak is in place, the charger's built-in retainer prevents accidental disconnections. The smart charger will blink green when charging and will show a steady green when the pack is fully charged and ready for use. A new SmartPak will be fully charged in approximately 2 hours. Use the red release button to remove the SmartPak from the charger. Each smart charger comes with a power cord. An optional mounting bracket and additional power cords are available. When installing a smart charger in a vehicle, place it in an enclosed cabinet to prevent patient contact. The optional mounting bracket will eliminate charger movement and sliding within the cabinet during transport. Additional information on the Smart Power System is provided in the Operations and Maintenance Manual. Stryker recommends fully charging both Dewalt batteries prior to use in your PowerPro XT. Connect the Dewalt charger to a consistent power supply and slide the battery into the charger. A new Dewalt battery will be fully charged in about 1 hour. The Dewalt charger LED will flash red during the primary charging period. Once the primary charge ends, the LED will change to solid red. Dewalt recommends battery packs be tuned at least once per month or every 10 to 20 charge cycles. To complete the automatic tune-up mode, keep the battery on the charger for 8 full hours. Additional Dewalt battery system preparation information is provided in the Operations and Maintenance Manual. Always take time to inspect the vehicle interior, in particular the safety hook, the in-fastener shutoff, and the cot fastening system. The safety hook is designed to engage the cot safety bar when loading or unloading a cot. There are multiple safety hooks. Determine which hook should be used based on vehicle and bumper configuration. Proper safety hook placement is critical to ensure the safety hook does not miss the safety bar. Reference your Operations and Maintenance Manual for safety hook placement and installation. The in-fastener shutoff is a safety device that prevents the cot from raising and lowering when locked in the cot fastener. Proper placement of the in-fastener shutoff is critical. The cot needs to be properly secured in the cot fastener and aligned with the in-fastener shutoff, or the cot may be accidentally activated. To install and adjust the in-fastener shutoff, load the unoccupied cot into the vehicle with the retractable head section fully extended. Push the head section into the antler and push the cot retaining post into the cot fastener rail clamp. The spring-loaded clamp will click as it closes around the post. The rail clamp on the cot fastener can be adjusted if needed. Next, slide the in-fastener shutoff bracket along the rail clamp until the rivet on the shutoff bracket is aligned with the arrow on the cot's sensor panel. The cot's magnetic switch is behind this panel. Tighten the in-fastener shutoff bracket to the rail clamp assembly. Check to be sure the in-fastener shutoff is functioning by pressing the minus or retract button. If the shutoff is properly aligned, the motor will not activate, but the battery indicator will light. Only test the shutoff with the minus button. Do not test the shutoff by pressing the plus button, or you may damage the cot. Patient restraints are an important safety component of your cot. Here's how to attach the patient restraint straps to the cot litter frame. Feed the loop end of each strap through the litter frame at each of the designated locations. Then feed the buckle or tang back through the loop end of the strap. The optional restraint belt extension provides an additional 36 inches of belt length to secure larger patients. When the cot is not being used, keep the restraint straps buckled to avoid potential damage caused by dangling buckles and straps. Inspect the restraints for wear and tear at least once a month and more frequently if your cot is used heavily. With the touch of a button, the PowerPro XT will automatically raise the load wheels for ease of loading to the preset height of the vehicle deck, a feature that provides you the power to save. Since vehicle deck heights vary, set the cot's automatic load height before the cot is put into service to ensure your cot will come to the correct loading height for your vehicle every time you use it. First, measure the height from the vehicle deck to the ground. Then raise the cot until it automatically stops at its load position. Measure the distance below the load wheels on the cot. As a best practice, the bottom of the load wheels should be 1/2 inch higher than the deck of the vehicle. If they're not, here's how you adjust the load height of the cot. Locate the sensor housing on the patient right side of the cot. Remove the sensor housing cover. Inside, you'll find 2 flat sensors mounted in a toothed rack. The left sensor governs the automatic stop point as the cot raises. If the load wheels are too low, pull the height sensor out of the teeth on its rack and move the sensor to the left. If the load wheels are too high, move the sensor to the right. Each time you reposition the cot height sensor in its rack, lower the cot to the lowest position and then raise it until it stops automatically. There's no need to reinstall the cover as you test. Just run the cot down and then up and measure again. When the automatic stop height matches the vehicle floor height plus 1/2 inch, you've got it. This additional 1/2 inch allows for variations in patient and equipment weight. Now, make sure the cables are neat and are lying flat in the housing between the sensors as you replace the cover and tighten the screws. After you've made the load height adjustment, test the cot to make sure the safety bar engages the safety hook. The following segments will guide you through the use of your new battery system. The first segment will cover the SmartPower system, and the second segment will cover the Dewalt battery system. For either system, you can easily check the power level of your battery pack. Simply press the minus button on the cot control. Green means you're good to go. Red means you should change the battery pack. The PowerPro XT also has an hour usage meter at the foot end control enclosure. This meter shows the total amount of time that the cot has been in use under power. use the total time to schedule preventative maintenance to keep your PowerPro XT in top condition. Stryker advocates disposal of all non-functional batteries at a battery recycling center such as the RBRC, Rechargeable Battery Recycling Center. For more information on the RBRC and their free recycling centers, please reference your Operations and Maintenance Manual. The PowerPro XT uses a single 24-volt SmartPak as its power source. This is the power behind the PowerPro XT's ability to lift patients quickly and effortlessly. A fully charged SmartPak is good for approximately 15 to 20 service calls, depending on patient weight and environmental conditions. The SmartPak will recharge in approximately 2 hours and requires no extended tuning cycles. The SmartPak is easy to handle due to its small size and is completely sealed with no vents, which helps prevent contamination and makes cleaning easier. Because it doesn't require tuning and it has no memory, a SmartPak requires less time to charge. To install the SmartPak in the PowerPro XT cot, align it with the battery slot and push the battery until it clicks into place. Once the battery is installed, a green light will show you that the battery is ready. If the indicator flashes red, the SmartPak needs to be recharged. Never attempt to remove a SmartPak when the cot is activated and the motor is running. SmartPak removal is fast and easy. Reach under the SmartPak, your index finger will fall on the red release button. Press the red button as you remove the SmartPak from its slot. Another way to remove the SmartPak is to push the red release button along the right-hand side of the foot end control enclosure and slide the battery out of the enclosure. The Smart Power System comes with 2 SmartPaks, a smart charger, and a power cord. Once both packs are fully charged, insert one into the PowerPro cot and keep the other SmartPak in the charger. A SmartPak, like any battery, will slowly begin to lose charge once it is removed from the charger. Even if a SmartPak is in the smart charger for extended periods, there's no risk of overcharging. Keeping a SmartPak in the smart charger is a sure way to have a fully charged SmartPak ready when you need it. Your smart charger automatically evaluates the condition of a SmartPak whenever it's placed in the charger. The smart charger LEDs tell you what you need to know. Any green LED message means that the charging process is proceeding normally. Amber LED messages mean that charging has been delayed or interrupted. Blinking green means charging. Steady green means fully charged, tested, and ready. During each charge, the smart charger evaluates the SmartPak to make sure it is functional and ready for use. It is a best practice to keep a SmartPak on the charger until the LED is solid green. If the SmartPak on the charger is not functional or is not a SmartPak, the charger LED will be a steady amber indicating battery failure. Blinking amber means that battery temperature will not allow a charge. The smart charger will delay charging the SmartPak. The blinking amber LED will persist until an acceptable temperature is reached. Then the blinking green LED will illuminate and the charging cycle will begin. The SmartPak has no memory and performance is not reduced by repeated partial discharges. Nevertheless, best practice is to keep using a SmartPak until the red light on the PowerPro XT indicates it's time for a freshly charged SmartPak. Do not try to use a SmartPak for service calls after you've seen the red indicator, or you may shorten the SmartPak's life. Remove the SmartPak prior to power washing the PowerPro XT. In the event that the SmartPak is exposed to contaminated fluids, it can be power washed separately if necessary. Never submerge a SmartPak. Be sure to dry the SmartPak thoroughly prior to insertion onto a PowerPro cot or a charger. When cleaning the smart charger, first disconnect it from the power supply and ensure that the power light is no longer illuminated. Do not spray cleaners directly onto the charger. Instead, dampen a cloth and wipe the charger thoroughly. Be sure to allow the charger to dry before power is reconnected. The SmartPak fits any Stryker powered cot and is only compatible with the Stryker Smart Charger. The PowerPro XT can be powered with a single 24-volt Dewalt battery pack. A battery pack that is in good working condition and is fully charged can provide approximately 15 to 20 service calls depending on patient weight and environmental conditions. When charging the battery pack, verify that the power source for the charger is clean and uninterruptible. This means that the source is free of surges, spikes, and sags. Power that is not clean will severely reduce battery pack life. The Dewalt battery pack contains vents. If the battery is sprayed or soaked with water, the battery should be completely dried for a minimum of 24 hours before reinstalling in a PowerPro or any Dewalt battery charger. Upon placing the pack into any 24-volt Dewalt charger, the following takes place. The charger checks the battery pack to ensure it is chargeable. During this process, the LED will flash red. The battery pack is given a primary charge, which takes up to 1 hour. The charger LED flashes red during the primary charge. Once the battery pack receives the primary charge, the charger begins an automatic tune-up which lasts for up to 7 additional hours, and the charger LED will be solid red during tune-up. The tune-up slowly tops off the individual cells of the pack. Once the tune-up is complete, the charger enters maintenance mode and the LED remains solid red. For the 120 and 220 volt AC wall chargers, the maintenance mode will keep the pack at its maximum charge indefinitely, provided the charger is supplied by a clean, uninterruptible power source. For the 12-volt DC automotive charger, the maintenance mode will keep the pack at its maximum charge for the next 8 hours, provided that the charger is supplied by a clean, uninterruptible power source. Once the battery pack has been on the 12-volt DC charger for a total of 16 hours, the 12-volt DC charger will automatically switch off and the battery will begin to self-discharge as if the pack were put into storage. The charger LED will turn off at this point. The Dewalt battery pack should never be power washed. For information on the cleaning of your Dewalt power system, reference the Operation and Maintenance Manual. The Dewalt battery pack fits any Stryker powered cot and is only compatible with the Dewalt charger. The PowerPro XT can be placed in Trendelenburg position. This feature can be operated with 1 or 2 medics. To raise the footrest, lift the footrest frame until it stops. The support bracket will engage automatically when lowered. To lower the footrest, lift the footrest frame, and while holding the frame, lift up on the release handle until the bracket disengages. Lower the footrest until flat. The PowerPro XT also has an optional litter that will allow a patient to be placed in knee gauge or Trendelenburg position. These features can be operated by 1 or 2 medics. To actuate the knee gauge position, simply lift one of the red lifting loops at the foot end of the cot until the knee gauge is in its fully raised position. Then slowly lower the knee gauge to allow the support bracket to engage in the locking mechanism. Check to be sure the lock is fully engaged before releasing the lifting loop. To lower the knee gauge, lift either of the red lifting loops to relieve pressure on the locking mechanism. While holding the loop, actuate the red release handle until the lock disengages. Lower the knee gauge to the flat position. To raise the footrest on the litter, lift the footrest frame until it stops. Again, be sure the footrest frame is securely locked before you release your grip. To lower the footrest, lift the frame and, while holding the frame, actuate the red release handle and slowly lower the footrest to the flat position. The PowerPro XT is equipped with a pneumatic backrest that reduces the force needed to move a patient from a flat to an upright position. To raise or lower the backrest, simply squeeze either side of the red release handle behind the backrest. Release the handle at any point and the backrest will lock into place. Note that the lift assist mechanism uses patient weight to help lower the backrest. Lowering the backrest without a patient may require slightly more force. The Stryker PowerPro XT is equipped with a retractable head section. When the backrest is up, the overall length of the cot can be reduced by telescoping the retractable head section into the PowerPro XT frame. Reducing cot length improves mobility in tight spaces. The retractable head section also gives you complete 360-degree mobility at any height position. To retract the head section, grasp the red release handle with one hand and hold as you push the head section toward the litter frame. Make sure it locks into the retracted position. Release the lever and check to make sure the head section is securely locked. To extend the head section, grasp the red release lever as you pull the head section out to its fully extended and locked position. Never operate the cot with the head section in a partially extended and unlocked position. Make sure the head section is extended and locked when loading the cot into a vehicle, otherwise the cot will not be securely locked into the cot fastener. The Stryker PowerPro XT has convenient fold-down side rails that can be operated with one hand. To lower a side rail, squeeze the red release handle and guide the side rail toward the foot end until it lies flat against the litter frame. To raise the side rails, swing the side rails toward the head end of the cot until they lock into place. There's no need to squeeze the red release handle to raise the side rails. PowerPro side rails are designed to provide patients with a greater sense of security during transport. Even with the patient restraints secured and the side rails raised, never leave a patient unattended on the cot. To load a patient onto the cot, raise or lower the cot to patient level. Next, lower the side rail closest to the patient and open the patient restraint straps. Using proper protocols and procedures, transfer the patient to the cot. Before attempting to move an occupied cot, secure the patient with all restraints and raise the side rails. Now you may adjust the backrest and foot support as needed. You should practice using the PowerPro XT controls with an unoccupied cot before attempting to operate the cot with a patient. The PowerPro XT has a 700-pound weight capacity. 2 operators are required to operate a cot with a patient at all times. The PowerPro XT cot will fully raise and lower in less than 6 seconds. For patients over 500 pounds, both operators may need to slightly assist the cot. The base will retract when loading the cot onto the vehicle in less than 3 seconds. The power controls for raising and lowering are located at the foot end of the PowerPro XT. Controls are duplicated, one set on each of the 2 lift bars. Stryker recommends using the lower lift bar when loading the PowerPro XT cot. Either set can be used to raise or lower the cot in a stationary position. Before moving the patient, make sure patient restraints are fastened and the side rails are up. With an occupied cot, both operators should maintain a firm grip on the cot frame. The foot end operator presses the plus or convex button to go up and the minus or concave button to go down. Contoured buttons allow touch recognition so that you can keep your eyes on the patient. When the cot reaches the desired height, release the button and the cot will stop. At least 2 operators are required to transport a patient. Larger patients may require additional operators. The PowerPro XT cot can transport a patient in any height position. However, lower positions improve balance and stability. Use the lowest position that's comfortable for you. During transport, approach doorways and other low obstacles squarely and lift each set of wheels over the obstacles separately. High obstacles such as curbing, steps, or rough terrain should be avoided. Find an alternate route or seek additional help with the transport. The PowerPro XT is designed to minimize lifting. However, when loading the cot onto the vehicle, you must be able to support and lift the foot end of the cot, including the weight of the patient and any items on the cot. The vehicle deck supports the head end of the cot. At least 2 trained operators are required to load an occupied cot. 1 or 2 operators can lift from the foot end of the cot. Stryker recommends that both operators are at the foot end to reduce the load on each operator. Before you approach the vehicle or attempt to place the loading wheels over the vehicle deck, make sure the retractable head section is fully extended and locked. Approach the back of the vehicle squarely. Press the plus button until the cot automatically stops at the load position. Now roll the loading wheels over the safety hook and onto the vehicle deck. Pull back against the safety hook and make sure it has engaged the safety bar. If the loading wheels do not clear the vehicle deck, you can activate the jog function on the PowerPro XT to easily raise the load wheels above the deck. Remove your finger from the plus button and then press it a second time. Hold the button down for 1 full second and the cot will jog to its maximum height, just over 35 inches. After the loading wheels have moved onto the vehicle deck and the safety hook has engaged the safety bar, both operators assist in lifting and loading the cot. First, position yourself to accept the weight of the cot and patient. Press and hold the minus button until the undercarriage retracts fully. The undercarriage will retract in less than 3 seconds. And finally, roll the cot onto the deck and guide the cot into the antler. Push the cot to the side and into the cot fastener. Make sure it clicks around the cot retaining post. When loading or unloading an unoccupied cot, the process is exactly the same, except it can be done with a single operator. At least 2 operators are needed to unload an occupied cot. The manual release, or a combination of the manual release followed by the power button, can be used to unload the cot. If the powered function is used, it is critical to ensure the manual release is fully engaged prior to pushing the power button. One operator disengages the cot fastener and firmly grips the frame. The other operator pulls the manual release as both operators roll the cot out of the vehicle while supporting the weight of the cot and patient. Both operators should move back, keeping the cot frame parallel to the deck of the vehicle. Always ensure the safety bar engages the safety hook and the load wheels remain on the vehicle deck. As soon as the safety hook engages the safety bar and the base is fully extended, let go of the manual release. If the manual release and power button are used, let go of both. Now that the wheels support the cot, the side operator can release the safety bar from the safety hook. A single operator can unload an unoccupied cot easily using the same general process of engaging the hook and extending the undercarriage. In the event of power loss, the PowerPro XT operates much like a manual cot. Lifting does increase the risk of on-the-job injury, so it's critical that you use proper lifting techniques to protect yourself. Proper lifting technique requires attention to 5 things. Keep your hands close to your body, keep your back straight, coordinate your movements with your partners, lift with your legs, and avoid twisting as you lift. In the event of power loss, the PowerPro XT has a manual release that allows 2 people to raise or lower the cot. The technique is the same with or without a patient. The red manual release is next to the foot end controls on the lower lift bar. The foot end operator pulls and holds the manual release as both operators lift the cot slightly to take pressure off the undercarriage. They lift or lower the cot to the desired height and the foot end operator releases the manual lever. The cot locks into the new position. It takes 2 operators to manually load the PowerPro XT onto the vehicle with a patient. Reference your operations and maintenance manual for 1-person operation with an unoccupied cot. The two operators work together, coordinating their movements. The foot end operator pulls the manual release, and both operators lift the litter so that the load wheels are slightly above the deck of the vehicle. Now roll the loading wheels over the safety hook and onto the deck of the vehicle. Pull back against the safety hook and make sure it has engaged the safety bar. The foot end operator supports the foot end of the cot, then pulls the manual release while the side operator stabilizes the cot with one hand and retracts the undercarriage with the other. Once the undercarriage is retracted, both operators guide the cot into the vehicle and secure it into the cot fastener. Manual unloading of the PowerPro XT while a patient is on the cot requires at least two operators. The manual release should be used to unload the cot. One operator disengages the cot fastener and firmly grips the frame. The second operator pulls the manual release as both operators roll the cot out of the vehicle while supporting the weight of the cot and the patient. Ensure the load wheels remain on the deck of the vehicle and the safety bar engages the safety hook. The undercarriage will lower under gravity in a very controlled manner. The PowerPro XT will not hot drop. When the wheels are down, the first operator releases the manual lever. Now the cot is supported on its wheels and the safety bar can be lifted over the safety hook and the cot can be rolled away from the vehicle. Manual unloading of the PowerPro XT cot while unoccupied is easy for a single operator. Release the cot fastener and engage the manual release. Roll the cot out of the vehicle, ensuring the load wheels remain on the deck of the vehicle and the safety bar engages the safety hook. Let go of the manual release when the wheels are down. Walk around to lift the safety bar off the safety hook and you're ready to roll. A list of approved cleaning products for use on the PowerPro XT is included in the Operations and Maintenance Manual. All surfaces can be power washed. As a best practice, remove the power source from the PowerPro XT before power washing. A preventative maintenance program should also be implemented for your PowerPro XT cot. The Operations and Maintenance Manual has information that will help you establish a preventative maintenance schedule. You'll also find a series of checklists for operators to use that will help track preventative maintenance activities. Of course, the frequency of preventative maintenance depends on the amount of use. To raise the PowerPro XT IV pole, lift it out of its storage position and push it firmly onto its socket on the litter frame. Twist the locking collar and raise the telescoping second section to the desired height, then twist the locking collar until it is firmly locked into place. If you have a 3-stage IV pole, slide the third section up fully until the spring clip engages. The IV hook is strong enough to hold several IV bags or equipment weighing up to 40 pounds. To lower the IV pole, release the spring clip and slide the section down. Next, twist the locking collar and slide the second section down into the bottom tube. Then raise the base out of its socket and secure it in its locking clip on the litter frame. An optional head-end storage flat can be mounted on the retractable head section. The storage flat provides a convenient surface that can carry up to 40 pounds or 18 kilograms of equipment or patient belongings behind the backrest as you transport a patient. Be sure the head-end storage flat doesn't interfere with the operation of the retractable head section, the safety bar, or safety hook. An optional backrest storage pouch can be attached using the Velcro straps and has a weight capacity of up to 20 pounds or 9 kilograms. The optional equipment hook can be used to hang additional accessories or equipment such as a defibrillator. Each PowerPro XT comes standard with one wheel lock to keep an unoccupied cot from rolling on uneven surfaces. Wheel locks are not intended to secure a patient on the cot. It should only be used when the cot is unoccupied. To secure the wheel lock, press firmly on the base of the locking pedal until it locks into position. To release the lock, press the pedal until it returns to its upright position with the top against the caster frame. Once released, the wheels will move freely in any direction. Refer to your operations and maintenance manual for step-by-step instructions. The Stryker PowerPro XT has been ergonomically designed for the medic and patient, providing you the power to save. Reduction of pinch points allows hand clearance around the cot frame, providing room for multiple lifters to safely load or unload the cot. Stryker has developed the PowerPro XT with 2 sets of controls to promote proper lifting technique. The retractable head section provides 360-degree mobility in any height position for maximum versatility. The Stryker exclusive high-speed retract reduces load and unload times, and that means less time that you have to support the weight of the undercarriage retracting. The hydraulic fluid is non-flammable and non-toxic. And the PowerPro XT is certified by Underwriters Laboratory for electromagnetic compatibility with medical electrical equipment in a hospital environment. For questions about the operation or maintenance of your PowerPro XT cot, refer to your operations and maintenance manual or contact your Stryker account manager at 1-800-784-4336.